Morning everyone. Today we'll continue with chapter 3 pair of linear equations and two variables. So we had seen there are two ways of solution of pair of linear equations, graphical method and algebraic method. So this is the table that shows the relation between pair of linear equations and how to compare their ratios to figure out how they would be in graphical representation and algebraic interpretation also. So here if a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, then they are intersecting lines and they have exactly one solution or unique solution. If a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 equal to c1 by c2, then they are coincident lines and they have infinitely many solutions. If a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 but not equal to c1 by c2, then they are parallel lines and they have no solution. Consistency of a solution. If the pair of linear equation has no solution, then it is called as inconsistent, and if it has unique solution or infinitely many solution, that is if it has a solution, then it is called as consistent. Pair of linear equations in two variables. This is the general form. A1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0. A2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0, where all the coefficients are real numbers and a1, a2, b1, b2 should not be 0 at the same time. Now let us move on to elimination method. So we have two equations in that. First we have to make any one coefficient to be equal, that is coefficient of x or coefficient of y to be equal. For that we'll multiply the equations accordingly. So here we are multiplying equation 1 by 3 and equation 2 by 4. So we get 27x minus 12y is 6000, 28x minus 12y is 8000. So when we subtract the equation, we can eliminate one variable over here, that is y will get cancelled. So we'll get the value of x. We can substitute the value of x in any one equation. Usually we choose equation 1. Then we will get y as 4000. So we got the answer x and y. So these are the steps. First, multiply both the equations by some suitable non-zero constants to make it numerically equal, make the coefficient numerically equal, then we add or subtract the equation and then we solve for any one variable. Substituting this value, we'll get the other variable. Exercise 3.4. First, we have to solve this by elimination and substitution method. X plus y equal to 5, 2x minus 3y equal to 4. So we have two equations. Multiplying the first equation by 2, we can make both the coefficient of x to be equal. Subtracting, we get y is 6 by 5, x is 19 by 5 and y is 6 by 5. Then by substitution method, we are going to write x in terms of y. So x plus y is 5, so x is 5 minus y. Putting this value in equation 2, we get y as 6 by 5. So here also x is 19 by 5, y is 6 by 5. So whatever method you used, you are going to get the same answer. Moving on to the next one. This is in terms of fraction. Any type, you just have to have a real coefficient. So in elimination method, first of all, we'll make it an equation. So we'll multiply by the LCM of this. 2 and 3 is 6. So we get 3x plus 4y equal to minus 6. Now the second equation also 3x minus y is 9. Subtracting these two equations because 3x is the same. So we get y is minus 3, x is 2. By substitution method, we are taking x as y plus 9 by 3. Substituting it in the first equation, we get y is minus 3, x is 2. So here also you can see the answers are the same immaterial of the method used. Now moving on to the word problems. 5 years ago, Nuri was thrice as old as Sonu. 10 years later, Nuri will be twice as old as Sonu. How old are Nuri and Sonu? So the present age of Nuri is X, let the present age of Sonu be Y. According to the given information, we can take X minus 5 equal to 3 times Y minus 5. So X minus 3Y is minus 10 is the first equation. X minus 2Y equal to 10 is the second equation. Subtracting these two because X coefficients are the same, we get Y is 20. Substituting again, we get X as 50. So Nuri is 50 years old and Sonu is 20 years old. Now these are the digit kind of questions. The sum of the digits of a two-digit number is 9. Also, 9 times this number is twice the number obtained by reversing the order of the digit. We have to find the number. For example, 23 is a number, 2 and 3 are the digits. You have studied in your lower classes that 2 into 10 plus 3 will actually give the number because 2 is in the tens digit and 3 is in the unit digit. Same way for 32, we can write it as 3 into 10 plus 2. So basically, the tens digit and the units digit gets interchanged. So multiplying by 10 will differ. This is the concept for numbers. So we'll use that to find the equation. Here the number is 10y plus x if you're taking x as the unit and y as the tens. After reversing, these two will interchange. So 10x plus y. We get x plus y is 9 and minus x plus 8y is 0. These two are the equation. Now adding these two, why are we adding? Because x and minus x will get cancelled if we add. So 9y equal to 9, y is 1. Substituting this back again in equation 1, we get x as 8. So the number will be 10y plus x. Don't leave it as x and y in these kind of questions. 10y plus x, that is 10 into 1 plus 8 will be 18 is the required number. The next one, a lending library has a fixed charge for the first 3 days and an additional charge for each day thereafter. Sarita paid 27 for a book kept for 7 days, while Susie paid 21 for the book she kept for 5 days. Find the fixed charge and the charge for each extra day. So if we are going to take the fixed charge to be x and thereafter will be y. So x plus 4y because she kept for 4 days is 27. X plus 2y because she kept for 2 days is 21. Subtracting, we get y is 3 and x is 15. So the fixed charge is 15 and for charge each day is rupees 3. Now, we have to find the values of a and b for which the equations have infinite number of solutions. So we have two equations here, infinite number of solution, a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 equal to c1 by c2. So we'll substitute the values over here. We get two equations, a minus 9b is minus 4, a minus 5b is 0. So solving these two equations, we'll get b as 1, a as 5, hence we got the values. Now, for which value of k, the equation have no solution. So no solution means a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, not equal to c1 by c2. We will not consider c1 because it is not equal to. We'll consider only a and b. So we get 3 by 3, 2k minus 1 is 1 by k minus 1. When we cross multiply, we get k as 2 when the equation have no solution. So let us continue. Question number 2. Again, we have to find the values of a and b over here, same as the previous one. So they have infinitely many solutions. So a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 equal to c1 by c2. When we substitute the values, we get a minus 9b is minus 4, a minus 5b as 0. We have two equations over here. We can subtract them because a is the same. So we get b as 1, a is 5. Now we have to find the value of k wherein they have no solution. So no solution, I already told you a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2. So we get value of k to be 2. Now a part of monthly hostel charges is fixed and the remaining depends on the number of days one has to take the food in the mess. When a student A takes food for 20 days, she has to pay 1000 as hostel charges, whereas a student B who has food for 26 days pays 118 as hostel charges. Find the fixed charges and the cost of food per day. So we have x to be the fixed charge and y to be the charge for food per day. We have x plus 20y is 1000, x plus 26y is 1180. Subtracting these two, x will get eliminated. So we get y as 30. Substituting this in first equation, we get x as 400. So the fixed charge is 400 and the charge per day is 30 rupees. Yash scored 40 marks in a test, getting 3 marks for each right answer and losing 1 mark for each wrong answer. Had 4 marks been awarded for each correct answer and 2 marks been deducted for each incorrect answer, then Yash would have scored 50 marks. How many questions were there in the test? So, let x be the number of right answers and y be the number of wrong answers. So, 3x minus y is 40 and 2x minus y is 25. Subtracting these two, y will get cancelled. So, we get x as 15. Substituting this again in equation 2, we get y as 5. So, number of wrong answers is 5, number of right answers is 15. Totally, 20 questions were there. Places A and B are 100 km apart on a highway. One car starts from A and another from B at the same time. If the cars travel in the same direction at different speeds, they meet in 5 hours. If they travel towards each other, they meet in 1 hour. What are the speeds of the two cars? So let the speed of the first car be u and the second car be v. So when they are traveling in the same direction, their respective speed will be u minus v, but when they are traveling in the opposite direction, it will be u plus v. So according to the equation, 5 times u minus v is 100. So u minus v is 20 and u plus v is 100. So now adding these two equations, we get u as 60, v as 40. So speed of the first car is 60 km per hour and for the second car is 40 km per hour. Okay, now let us solve the pair of linear equations by reducing them. So here, if you see, they are in reciprocal. Okay, so these kind of questions, first we will take 1 by x to be p and 1 by y to be q. So p by 2 plus q by 3 will be 2. We get 3p plus 2q minus 12 equal to 0 and 2p plus 3q minus 13 to be 0. So solving these two equations, we get q as 3 and substituting this value, we get p as 2. So p is 2, then x will be 1 by 2. If q is 3, then y will be 1 by 3. So whenever these kind of questions are asked, make sure that you don't stop it at p and q and you have to substitute the value to get x and y. That will be the final answer. Now here again reciprocal and root is there in the denominator. That's okay. We are going to take 1 by root x as p, 1 by root y as q. So we get 2p plus 3q equal to 2, 4p minus 9q is minus 1. Now multiplying first equation by 3, q will be having same coefficient. So solving, we get p as 1 by 2 and q as 1 by 3. Substituting this back, root x is 2, so x will be 4. Root y is 3, so y is 9. So x is 4, y is 9. Now we have to solve 6x plus 3y, 6xy. There is product in the right hand side. So for this kind of question, we are going to divide first of all throughout by xy. So 6 by y plus 3 by x is 6. Now again, that would be 2x plus 4. For the other one, 2 by y plus 4 by x is 5. Now, again, we'll substitute 1 by x as p, 1 by y as q. So we'll get the equations 3 and 4. Solving the equation, we get p as 1, q as 1 by 2. Again, we have to find the value of x and y. So x is 1 and y is 2. In this equation, we have denominator as 3x plus y and 3x minus y. So let us substitute 1 by 3x plus y as p, 1 by 3x minus y as q. So we have p plus q is 3 by 4, p minus q is minus 1 by 4. Solving, we get p as 1 by 4 and q as 1 by 2. Substituting it back to get x and y, we get x as 1 and y as 1. So irrespective of what is there in the denominator, whether only x or root x or 3x plus y kind of expressions, it doesn't matter. We are going to take the whole reciprocal term as p or q, solve it. After that, substitute the values to get x and y. Now, moving on to the word problems based on this. Ritu can row downstream 20 kilometers in 2 hours and upstream 4 kilometers in 2 hours. Find her speed of rowing in still water and speed of the current. Downstream means going with the flow of the river. Upstream means going against the flow of the river. So here we will get speed of Ritu to be x and speed of the stream to be y. So upstream, you're going against, so x minus y. Downstream, you're going with the flow, so x plus y. So we get x plus y as 10, x minus y as 2. These two equations we have. Now, when we solve this, we get x as 6 and y as 4. Therefore, we get speed in still water is 6 and speed of the current is 4. 2 men and 5 men can together finish an embroidery work in 4 days, while 3 men and 6 men can finish it in 3 days. Find the time taken by one woman alone to finish the work and also that taken by one man alone. So in these kind of questions, we'll take number of days taken by a woman and a man to be x and y. So now work done by a woman in 1 day is 1 by x because it takes x woman and x men to do. So one woman in 1 day will be 1 by x. One man in 1 day will be 1 by y. So our equation becomes 2 by x plus 5 by y equal to 1 by 4. 3 by x plus 6 by y equal to 1 by 3. Again, this is in the denominator. x and y. The variables are in the denominator. So we'll put 1 by x as p and 1 by y as q. So we get the equation 8p plus 20q equal to 1, 9p plus 18q equal to 1. Solving these two equations by elimination method, we get q as 1 by 36. So y will be 36. P is 1 by 18. So x is 18. So number of days taken by a woman is 18, while number of days taken by a man is 36. Ruhi travels 300 km to her home, partly by train and partly by bus. She takes 4 hours if she travels 60 km by train and remaining by bus. If she travels 100 km by train and the remaining by bus, she takes 10 minutes longer. Find the speed of the train and the bus separately. So here we'll take speed of the train to be u and that of the bus to be v. So 60 by u plus 240 by v equal to 4. 100 by u plus 200 by v equal to 25 by 6. Again, we substitute 1 by USP and 1 by VSQ. So we get the third and fourth equation. Okay, so we get the third equation 60p plus 240q equal to 4 and 600p plus 1200q equal to 25. So now multiplying equation 3 by 10, we get the fourth equation. Solving, we get q as 1 by 80 and p as 1 by 60 after substituting in equation 3. So p is 1 by 60, so u will be 60. Q is 1 by 80, so v will be 80. Speed of the bus is 80 kilometer and speed of the car will be 60 kilometer. Thank you. With this, we have come to the end of the chapter.